here today with homeboy. This one got rescheduled from last week because I'm going to talk about that, by the way. How like I'm currently you'll have to introduce yourself too, but I hired a mentor, a business coach, whatever you want, for like so many so many so many monies, and but
Right. Much monies. Okay.
much monies, and she's
hmm
a little bit chaotic, and
hmm
it's just like when you're that, like, you get to do that apparently, which is fair because again we knew she was chaotic up front, and I'm like, this is a great example. Like, I'm gonna just learn from you what I want, and
hmm
I don't want to be that way.
Correct. That's
So
the cool thing, and I try to teach kids this. You can learn something from everyone, and a lot of times it's you don't want to do or be who and what they are, right? Or you might learn that they're a dumbass and we don't need to talk to them anymore. Or you might learn something profound that you never would have seen before, right? I mean, I think it's isn't it Jay Abraham? He charges like $1 gajillion to ask you what you think you ought to do, and then
wait,
tells
who?
you to go do it. Jay Abraham,
I've never
major
heard of that.
consultant in marketing and business. He's been around for
Mhm.
100 years. I think he used to charge like $10,000 for a brief phone call, and then he would basically ask you, "Well, what do you think you should do?" And then, "Well, why don't you go do that?" And people just kept signing up and signing up. So now
That's
you
so
got to
fucking.
become that guru, Barry. You got to be that person that takes the charge and does it better than them, right? Now you see how not to do it. So now you have an idea of how to do it.
Yeah, well, and for me right now, because I'm in a clearly I'm in a new iteration of life where like the external farm life does not fit my personality in a sense. Like, I like punctuality,
Sure.
I like predictability,
Mm,
right?
mm,
Which it can be done if you have a whole team working with you on the farm.
okay.
Because when I
So,
worked in it, when I worked on the ranch in Arizona,
mhm,
my business were fine because there's constantly 10 people around,
sure.
right? But doing this alone, it's like, okay, like, great fucking lesson. This is not how I want it. And now I have 2 days in a week, a personal assistant. We call her farm mom.
Sure.
Already fucking,
Crushing it.
proof. Already so
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah.
Goal is to have full-time staff,
Sure.
like on-site living. That's the goal.
Well, and the thing is you have skills that are needed badly. So you can go do what you're good at and then
Mhm,
hire out what you need. And I
mhm.
think farms are kind of cool because as a commercial business, they're amazing. As a hobby, they suck. Like I grew up, my dad thought he was a farmer and it was terrible. I mean, at
Tell
2
tell me
a.m.
what that means. He thought he was a farmer.
So he had a computer science degree and he was one of the first like programmer type people with the big computers the size of rooms and creating all the systems and backbone that like school systems and big trucking companies run on nowadays. And I guess he wanted to have some roots in the country or something. I don't know. And so he bought this like 12 acres out in the middle of damn nowhere. And like the first time he went out, the grass was like 14 feet tall. So like he didn't even know what he had when he bought it. And we ended up building a house out there. But I think he kind of made that like his little hobby escape from all the organization and all the certainty of the job that he was in. He could come home and have no idea what was going on and a complete disaster. And oh my God, we have a cow having a calf right now, and this is not good. And the bull got out and tore up the neighbors,
And
petunias.
but like what you're saying right now, like, that's on point. Like, it's constant disaster.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
fuck. And there's no.
There's a reason I hate horses almost as much as I hate dentists, right? Which has always led to the drunken discussion with buddies of what about horse dentists? And then we, go off into la la land for hours discussing that. But I absolutely hate horses. They're the stupidest animal ever. Any animal that'll eat itself to death, any animal that you just can't get to do anything ever, no matter what you do. And the moment you turn your back, they're gone. Like they've disappeared. They found the way out. They're running down the street like idiots. So they're trying to get run over. Like, yeah, I grew up with that, and that's why I will never have animals and never live on a farm because that box is now checked. I got that done.
Right. Yeah. So it's interesting because for me, it's um even having to navigate that I cannot be the normal person that I tend to be with high standard. I cannot.
Sure.
Like, so the first time we had to cancel because the dogs were fucking attacking each other.
Yeah, sure.
And people are, and it's funny because like outside, not you, but like outside people like, let them attack. I'm like, I'm 2 hours from a vet. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah. No, people don't understand the difference, So like my parents' place was pretty far out of town, like by those standards. I mean, in Atlanta, it takes 5 hours to get anywhere.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I grew up in Mississippi, and I broke up with a girl because she lived 15 minutes away, and I didn't want to drive all the way out there because that was just ridiculous.
Word.
Anyway, point being, to go into town is an all-day trip.
Yeah.
I don't just run to Home Depot and grab some more staples. I don't just run into town and grab some bandages. Because even if you could find someone who's 3 towns away, they closed 2 hours ago, and it's an hour and a half to get there, right?
Yeah.
And they're not coming back tomorrow because it's Saturday. And yeah, everything can turn into an absolute mega disaster very quickly.
So Saturday, I'm gonna go to town to Costco.
Got to make your trip, right?
So I have to plan that, right? Every 3 weeks, which is the
You
Costco
better
right
make a
now in this area.
list, right? And you better not hose it because it's another 3 weeks. Because you get home and you're like, damn it. The absolute worst. I remember we used to get home and then you'd be missing the bag that the most important item was in from the store, and it was the only
That's what
reason you went.
nightmares are made of.
Yeah, and it was like, and I guess budget sense, it would have been a gajillion $billion to drive back. The 30 cents of gas or whatever the hell it would have been at the time would have
Right.
destroyed the family. So now we live without bread for 3 weeks or something.
Right. It's this living here is a great lesson of what I don't want, and it's painful in the moment because I can't escape it in the moment,
Sure.
right? Like, so what it had narrowed down, farm life, love ranch life, very different.
Completely
I want to live near a fucking Stars Hollow, real life, on the edge with my 400 acres.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
We're good.
Well, you'd love to be able to, and I think this is why a lot of people do the Texas thing because you live near Austin, you can have your Amazon delivery that day.
Right.
You live where you live, they might pack mule it or dog sled it in or whatever the hell it takes to get to your whitewater raft or whatever. It might take a week, might take a month, might take a year.
The shortest Amazon delivery we've had was 7 days. That's the shortest one. Yeah.
Can you imagine driving out there in your little Amazon truck?
And ironically, Amazon, because normal post doesn't get delivered at us, only Amazon, which is super weird because we're in
you
the
have to go to town for your regular mail, so you have to go into, and you got the box and all that stuff, and you have no idea what's going to be there, and you might go out. Same thing, like my dad had his first company, he had to get a box in town, and then he had to drive in every day to see if he had bills and checks and stuff like that. It was ridiculous.
And I got yelled at by the local mail office because my mailbox was too full. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Fucking drive every fucking day? Like, you want me to? What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, in your case, now you make enough money at what you're good at to hire someone to go empty your box every day and then bring you the shit once a week.
Right.
Or get the electronic mailbox company to scan all those things in. I mean, there's ways to get around it. I mean, if you've got money and you got skills and you now want to go live the ranch or farm life, you can. It's you're gonna have to find workarounds and you're gonna have to find ways to make things happen in a short period of time. But it's available.
So a question to you though, because you were born and fucking raised American. Yep. How did we go? Because you're also like you're most in touch of all the BNP people with like young kids, right? Sure. How did we go from your generation really being aware of like what it takes to, get good at stuff, work, to now people glorifying, oh, I just want to live off the land. I just want to, be one with nature, which is fucking brutal, by the way. Nature is not frolicking in the grass.
Right.
Like, how did we get there?
Because now there's not a clear path of how to get there. So in my day, it was pretty clear you could work hard, You could learn a skill. You could save some money. You could start a business. You could do all. You could afford to live. You could do these things, right? You could bunk with four other people in a dump and save money, and eat sardines, and drink water, and next thing you know, you've created a business and you have a family and you can afford to do these things. I think nowadays, there's two things driving. One is there's no clear path to do that anymore, short of I'm a movie star, I'm a superstar, I get lucky, I'm born into the gene money, those kind of things. So now they're trying to find the other reality. I think that's why, the whole virtual reality life, everybody kind of took a shot. It's just not ready yet, right? And to become an influencer is now so easy, and you get to see all these people that have made gajillions of dollars when there's really like nine of them, right? So that's a potential path. And when I compare that to, or I could do like my mom and dad are doing, getting their ass kicked at work, being in credit card debt, can't afford anything. We can never go anywhere. We can never do anything. They're always working. They're in bad health. They're doing terrible. They want better for me. So, I think back, like my dad wanted to get into, he wanted to be like a mechanic or something. So his dad was like a 30-year mechanic. Okay. His dad wouldn't allow him to change the oil in the car, much less even go near the car, because he didn't want his son to be a mechanic, because at the time you needed to go to college. And he talked my dad into doing electrical engineering because he'd been watching that Star Trek show, and that looked like that was going to be the future, right? So my dad went that route, and it really wasn't that exciting. And I have lost you.
Oh,
There she is.
we're back. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, who knows? That's the sunspots or something out in the wilderness or where you live. Maybe you had a buzzard or something land on the thing.
Right. He's like, this is nice. This night white Starlink platform
Sure.
just for me.
But anyway, so my dad went to school, which didn't cost a lot. He was, I mean, a few grand a year, lived with buddies, those kind of things, got his way through. He and my mom got married. They have the bank statement still that says $0.05. So they had a nickel in their bank account when they started, and they were able to find a place to live and both get jobs and get to work. And nowadays you can't do that. Like, that's literally impossible right now. You can't afford it. It's not a way to do. So why would anyone think that there's some path to get there? Because they see their older people ahead of them getting their ass kicked, getting destroyed. People are in debt. No one's got any retirement. No one's doing anything. We loved movie stars in our day, Vera. We all had posters and thought what the good life was, right? And it wasn't in our face every day, right? We barely got to see it. We occasionally got to see it, maybe the hour of television we watched every few days. We got to see it maybe in a magazine at the dentist office, right? None of us had it in our face every single day that, oh, you can make billions being an influencer. And, oh, this is the only way to live. And, oh, this is so easy. And I work 4 hours a year and all this kind of stuff, right? So you're getting that preponderance of potential of I don't have to do anything and I get everything I want in life, which we know is not the case. And then I have the example of, well, if I work hard like my dad, then I'll just have diabetes and look like shit and not sleep well and be stressed out all the time. So why would I go down the path of work when I could follow this swan song Pied Piper of, oh, this is easy, just do this? How's
Which
that?
is fucking brutally hard work. Like,
Sure.
you
Well,
even
you have another, let me add one more thing to that.
yeah.
Okay. So 0 to 7 years old, no one will tell you no. Hey, you want to be a fireman, you want to be a firefighter, you want to be an astronaut, you want to be a ball player.
Princess.
Oh, you can be anything you want to be. You can be president of the United States, which we could definitely use one right now. We tell them, hey, the world's your oyster. You can do everything. You're great. You're amazing. And then they start to get older. And what happens when they hit about 13, 14, 15? They start hitting middle school. And there's that shitty teacher that starts to try to tell them about the real world and make it really hard on them, right? And starts to smash down, I'll say, overcompensating to get them ready for the real world. Oh, you're not going to be able to do that. Oh, you'll never amount to anything. Oh, that's just not reality. Oh, that's not practical. And then they get into high school, and who are they being taught by? These people that are career high school teachers making $32K and have never done
How
anything for,
right.
I was looking, the local high school has actually put in personal finance classes to the curriculum. That's awesome, right? There's a problem. It's being taught by a 21-year-old with $30,000 of student loans and credit card debt.
Exactly.
What do
How
they know
are
about
these?
finances?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, we have no good example. We have this Pied Piper song of this is perfect, and then we tell them everything's great, and then suddenly smash them and tell them everything's going to be terrible, and then we dump them out on the world. Okay, they graduate high school or they go to college to stack on some student debt, and now what? Now they're lost, right? Now they're in their 20s. They're looking on TikTok, Instagram. All these people are having much better lives than them. They don't see any path to get there. So why would they want to work hard? Why wouldn't they just hang out at the house, stay at mom and dad's, and buy lottery tickets and hope something works out, right? We're not giving them a clear path to get there, and that's our fault, right? We've got to be
Yeah.
the example.
You and I have a complete different conclusion on that, which I love discussing, because I'm like, it's not only our fault, it's not our responsibility as older, because you cannot motivate people into, of any age, by the way, you cannot motivate people into discernment, into wanting more, into creating more responsibility. That's and I don't know if it's a gene at this point. I've been going back and forth. Like, you cannot motivate people into being an entrepreneur.
Well, it has
There is something
nothing to do with motivation. I mean, you're correct, and only a very small percent of us are actual entrepreneurs, right? Okay. And it's been glorified lately, so a lot of more people have tried it and proven that there's only a few of us that actually know.
right. And I blame the people too, by the way, that glorify entrepreneurship, because it's like basically being in a fucking boot camp while you're tied down on the floor in bondage, and it's an MMA boot camp, by the way. You're just laying there.
I had it described to me one time as every day you take the hardest, most pointed boot kick to the nuts as possible, and then you're back in line at 7 a.m. the next morning to get another one. With no idea that anything's ever going to work out. Like, we're insane. We're crazy people. But I go back because let me give you this potential scenario analogy. Like, you like horses, right? Okay, horses are kind of your thing. They're amazing animals. I hate them, but you love them, and that's cool because we're yin and yang on that. But anyway, so let's say you came up on someone's ranch and they had horses, and they were treating them terribly. They had them in the wrong enclosure. They were feeding them incorrectly. They were watering them at terrible times. They had them in a dark room and were beating the hell out of them because they had been taught that's the way you raise horses. Is it your now requirement to show them a better way because you know there's a better way? Shouldn't you step forward and say something?
Absolutely. However, the difference between horses and people is that people, especially the younger people who grow up online, they have all the examples right in front of them.
Yeah, but they don't know which one to follow, Vera. Okay.
No.
Spending tons of time with kids. There's so many. It's like going in the store, like when you take your trip once a month to go into the town. And if you got there and you wanted to buy a pair of boots and they had 32,000 pairs, you wouldn't buy any boots, would you? Because you have no fucking clue which one's the best one, right?
I am 38 right now, and I spent $50,000 last year on a mentor, only to come to the conclusion that her method was not aligned with where I'm taking. That's just part of it. Like, that's never gonna stop. Sure. So the idea that, well, it might, they don't know which one. That's discernment, motherfucker. Okay. Not you, motherfucker. But
here's the person I'm trying to get a hold of, Vera. And this is kind of my mission, my life journey, I create people who create people. There are kids out there who are amazing. They can cure cancer. They could be the best engineer ever. They could invent time travel. They could do all these things, but they're in an environment where they're never going to have that opportunity. Right? That's who I'm trying to go get.
Word. And very
Like,
clear, by
like
the
right now at my house, I think she's still there. There's a young girl who her parents are not going to get there, man. They live in a car.
way. Hmm.
Her bath once a week is like a hose at
Hmm.
someone's borrowed thing. This kid is genius.
Hmm.
She is very young. She's already speaking better than me. She corrects my language. She can make third and fourth level, decisions and put puzzles and descriptions and
Right.
stories together. She's literally, and I was talking about this with my wife, like, why did we suddenly get called to help this kid? Because she's probably baby Einstein. Like, she's probably going to cure cancer, and we're the conduit to get there. So
Right.
I come back to what I said a minute ago, Barrett. It is up to us to bridge the gap. It is up to us to turn on the light in the lighthouse. It is up to us to put up the street signs. They ain't got to follow them,
No, but no disagreement with that.
right?
I
Okay.
no disagreement with that. But the I'm just, and by the way, the context for us is different because I'm only working with adults, and
Sure.
you're working with children, younger kids.
Well,
You're a
let's come to
successful
that for a
engineer.
minute because you would initially say, well, they've had plenty of opportunity. Okay. I contend that they have not until they've had an actual chance. Okay. Telling them about it, whatever. Giving them a very clear path, giving them a push, and giving them the opportunity to take charge and do it, and then they decide not to, then that's on them. But until we've given them a full, complete chance and not just talked about it, not just mentioned it, like actually shown, dude, all you have to do is plug that into here and this into there, and then it connects. And they're like, holy shit, I can do this. And you're like, yeah, you can do this. And then they start doing it. And now it's on them. Do they keep doing it because now they know, or do they fall back into the trap? And that's
Mhm.
that key moment, especially with like young adults, where you've
Absolutely,
got to
absolutely,
change the group they're around. You've got to
mhm,
get them out of the environment they're in, or they're going to fall
absolutely,
back like crab, like the crabs, right? They're going to get drugged back in the bucket. That's that key
absolutely.
moment. But until you've given them that chance, it's still on us.
How would you, on a larger scale, because I know, like, again, you're a successful engineer and you have made it your mission to, like, you seek out the kids, the little genius kids, like that's your active journey.
I'll take adults too.
No, I know, but
I'll
like,
take anyone that can do anything. That's what I'm looking for right now. Anyone that can do anything in the trades, the skills, technology, has any inclination of how to put anything together, just wants to work, just wants to help people, all these kind of things. That's who I'll take. I don't care how old you are. You can be
how
0
would
to 70.
how would you scale it?
Um, the key is creating a couple of success stories because then I can plant the flag in the ground and point at it. I'll call that the lighthouse. Now I can put the lighthouses up, and now there's a way to get through the fog and get past the
Hmm.
shore and not hit the rocks. I've got to
Hmm.
create more of those. Like when I was teaching at university, I made it a really big point to spend a lot of extra time with the females, with the different race, with people that were not white males, mainly because I needed more examples of anyone can do this, right?
Hmm.
Like there is no excuse, there is no bias, there is no, oh, well, my parents aren't rich, I can't do this. I needed examples of every race, color, creed, background, financial mindset that it actually could work, right? And the more of those that I have, the more I can point to them and say, just do what they did. Like literally call them right now and ask them what they did and do that. And they're like, yeah, that's actually pretty easy, right? Because we do have a group of young, I'll say 23 and under, that want to do more in the world. They want to make a difference. They don't want to just be a corporate drone. They don't just want to work their life and die with nothing like their parents or in millions of dollars of debt or whatever. They want to do a little bit more. So again, like it's a calling for us to show them at least the opportunity or the start of the way. We don't have to do it for them. We have to hold their hand the whole time, but we do need to let them know it's possible because I think there's a lot. And just think, you've met people in life. I remember coaching a kid years and years ago. I told him he'd done a good job in a drill, and he said, finally. He had never been told in his life, good job on anything, right? Now there's a window of hope. Now, it's like the Tony Robbins story, the dude showing up with a turkey. For his
Yeah,
dad,
I
that meant
know
he
the
was a
story.
failure. For him, it meant someone out here cares. We got to be
Right.
that someone that just shows it once, man. And that to scale that is creating those lighthouses and then just getting the word out. It's just a viral attack of getting to the mindset. And I think we've got enough bad out there in the world that's being shown every day that I think people are starting to wake up to,
Oh,
wait a minute, right? And now our song can be heard. Now our horn can be heard. Now our light can be seen, because people are looking around right now like, this sucks. Like, this ain't going to work. There's got to be another way. I need another way.
people
And I'm
are
over
learning,
here going, here's a
right?
way.
Yeah. People are learning the hard way discernment, right?
Mhm.
Which could have been expedited 10 more million times. Where and how does work etiquette come into this? And I just want to preface this, like, everyone fucking walking around like a little drone, looking at their fucking TikTok, right?
Mhm.
When I started working on the ranch and we had a lot of kids around, homeschool kids, these kids, there's no such thing as chores. They're just working on the fucking ranch all day. And I'm like, y'all gonna be the fucking future.
Yeah.
Because y'all got and the smarts and the
Yeah.
work ethic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm missing that in, I don't want to
Well,
sound
you have to
binary.
show them that it actually does matter and it's going to be noticed.
Mhm, mhm.
They're not of the boomer generation of, oh, I just got to do it, or their parents' generation, the silent generation of, it's just what's required, I will do it, right? Because they were the first, they were the trailblazers. Now there have been so many behind them that didn't have to work as hard that you don't have to do that, right? Now we've got to show that it means something, that there's some reason for it, that it connects, that it goes together with other things to do better things, and then they'll work themselves to death, man. They really will. The only thing current that's pulling against that right now, and I'm dealing with this with Rachel's daughter and a few other, in the mid-20s range that I'm kind of mentoring right now, and that's this stupid fucking work-life balance bullshit.
Oh
That
my God. Oh my God.
well, okay, it's great when you're 32 with 3 kids. Makes sense. When you're in your 20s, it's the dumbest thing you could ever do, because this is your chance to get that hockey stick curve, right?
Mhm,
This is your
mhm.
chance where you put time into your craft. This is where you put time into
The
you.
endless
This is where
energy.
you put time into working with other people and getting experiences and going places and doing
Yes.
things, because
Yeah.
a little bit now exponentially compounds over your life, right? You can't take away knowledge. You learn it, you know it, you have that for the rest of your life, and now you can scale it and compound it, right?
Yep.
They're trying to
Yep.
work life balance when they're 22 making $11 an hour. Like, what the hell are you doing? You don't need to hang out with your buddies and play poker. Like, that doesn't improve your life at all, right? Work a little bit now, and then you can hang out with all of your buddies in Monaco playing poker when you're in your 40s, right? Because life's going to be hard and you get to decide when. Is it early or is it late, right? And I think we're
Life is gonna
not
be hard
getting
to
enough
get on.
examples of people who life balanced and tried to chill and tried to not work hard, and how miserable their fucking life is right now. I don't think we have enough of those examples, because nobody wants to think about that, because now everybody would need to help them or feel obligated or whatever the hell. I don't know what's keeping people from showing this, right? You also have the whole generations that were ahead of me that you couldn't talk about finances or mental health, which was the biggest, I'll say, the biggest detriment to our country.
Mhm,
It's the
mhm,
reason we have many of the problems we have now, because nobody talks about money or their mental health, and those are the two
mhm,
most
mhm,
important things in life,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
Your mindset, your state, and whether you can support yourself. Like, what's
mhm,
more important than that, Bear?
mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, the money thing is that it's like taboo is super weird. Sex, by the way, too. And I'm not talking about the joy and pleasure of sex, but just like the
100%.
responsibility, the dynamics, the especially for women, I would say, right? Like the fact that everyone's just being marketed like you can live like man, you can have endless orgasms, no strings attached. No, the fuck you can't.
Well, okay. And we were actually going to talk about this last time that we spoke, and we were putting this to talk about again this time. Okay. So when I met up with Rachel and ended up getting married, I picked up 2 daughters. Okay. I was a boy dad. Suddenly I have a new son and 2 new daughters. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, dude, life is hard for girls sub 20, sub 25 right now. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, right? Because the entire world is flipped. Now they've got to be the aggressor. Now they've got to be clear what they want. They're still going to be slut shamed. They're still going to be shamed for a lot of the things that they do by older people, but they're going to have to speak up because it's the only way they're going to be able to get what they want out of life, right? Because we've raised a male generation that, like, we had a thing here at the local high school. Like every week, it was a game of who could claim they got raped that weekend. So none of the boys would go out with any of the girls anymore unless they were in groups because they didn't want to be accused of something, right? Because that
Ooh.
became some big thing to get attention.
Mhm.
And so we've created this group of young men that aren't going to work hard, aren't that excited, aren't that interested. They'll just hang out with their boys and game and do their thing and do virtual reality and order Uber Eats. And now you've got these girls that are looking for a suitable dude, and he's not going to make the first move. You know, I've my Rachel's youngest daughter. He went out. She went out with this guy for like 3 weeks. Okay, I think they went on 4 or 5 dates. She's 18. I think he's 18. He's a blue collar worker, good kid, right? 3 weeks, 5 or 6 dates, never even leaned in for a kiss. She doesn't even know if he's interested. Like,
Wait.
how do I get a hug? How do I know you're interested? How do I proceed with this further? Right?
But this idea that men were the pursuers has never been accurate. Women drop the handkerchief.
Sure,
Men pick
sure.
up that hint,
But
and
now
then
they're not only oblivious, they're actually opposed to it. Like it
sure.
literally has to be a hit on the head because they've been, scared away, so to speak, right? I remember my son when he was like 9 went up to this girl's house to see if she wanted to hang out for the day, and he got accused of being a stalker, and it was on social media for like the next 4 hours. Like the whole school came down on him for being a stalker. He just walked up to see if she wanted to walk up to the pool. Like, come on, dude. Like, now is he going to talk to any more girls for a while? I mean, he will if he's my son, but he's not if he's someone else's, right? So we've created this whole society where young women are being shown that they're a queen and they don't have to do anything and they should get everything, which is the opposite message. And they're getting no support because there's no one that's going to come to them. They've got to now create both directions to create a life. And I think that absolutely sucks. And that's why I spend lots of time with young girls trying to get there. When Rachel's daughter and her friends are over, and then we're the cool house, right? So everybody stays in our house. I'll come home, there'll be like 20 freaking people in the house. I reverse ground them. They're not allowed back till after midnight. They're not allowed back unless they got a boy's snap. They're not allowed back unless they talk to someone, right? And they hate it, but I think they love it, right? Because it's getting them to see that they're going to have to interact with the world. They're going to have to step out there. They're going to have to do more than what their mom did, right? Because the world has changed. What you thinking there, kiddo?
We're just like mentally sparring. Where does discernment comes in? And I'm just going to preface this because this whole like you get to be a queen, yes, girl, treat yourself. For one, let's break it down to the complete basic, right? When I was young, I'm a vocalist, I sing, right? When I was young, I was like, I want to be a rock star. Then at age 7, I learned that it's fucking 16 hours of dancing a
Yeah,
day,
yeah,
4 hours. And I'm like, I
yeah.
that's not what I want in life, right? So there was a very clear queen.
Sure.
Queens fucking rule, behead people, fucking
Mhm.
do constant hard shit.
Mhm.
So I don't know where does this idea come from that this like that's more like also it's more princess, right? Like where like
See,
daddy takes
that's what
care of
we
you.
have to get into them, Vera, is that they're going to have to take control. And let me give you an example just from yesterday.
Hmm.
So, youngest daughter, she got her cosmetology degree
Hmm. Hmm.
while in high school. So she's graduated, but of course the school's giving her a bunch of crap, won't give her a diploma, and nobody wants to do any work at the school and that kind of thing. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, so she's working at this place, right? And she's making, measly amount of money, but she's learning. And the
Hmm.
boss comes to her and says, "Hey, I want you to start working with our main person. She's awesome. You're going to be her assistant only. You're going to have to take a pay cut because she's going to tip you out a lot better." Okay. Well, she's now worked a week for this lady who told her, "I'm not going to teach you how to do anything," and isn't tipping her out.
Hmm.
Okay. So all of her influences, the people around her, even her mom, are like, fuck that place. Those people
Yeah.
suck. They've got immediate poor people mentality of, well, that's a
Hmm.
$3 an hour cut. You can't afford to do that.
Hmm.
All right. There's two questions to ask her.
Hmm.
First off, did whoever made this agreement with you also talk to them? Because if they
Hmm.
didn't, you got to bridge that gap.
Hmm.
And the second question, and this is the one we've really got to drive home, Vera. Um, what if you're not that good yet? What if you don't deserve more? Because if you'd been amazing, maybe you would have been tipped out more. Maybe this is a call to, I got to get better.
Oh, no, 100%.
The thing is, you've got to do that part anyway, because that's the only way to get what you want out of life is to be really,
Yes.
really good at what you do.
Hmm.
So that to me is the piece that's missing. We tell them to be the queen. It's exactly what you just said. Queens are awesome. Queens are badasses. Queens get shit done. Queens
They're
don't excuse,
brutal.
right?
They're brutal. They're not emotional. And I'm not even, again, just to even talk about the archetype, right?
Well,
Aside
they go
from,
get what they
if you
want,
look
and
at
that's how they
real,
became queen, right?
no, yeah, if you look at real queens, none of them are a fucking pocket war. They're borderline psychotic, sociopathic, perhaps even a little bit like murderers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Sure.
which is, by the way, kings also, right? There's no clean kingdom.
Mm-mm.
So it's all, the invitation is always to become better because that's the only path to anything.
And that's what we really have to hammer them on is okay, girl. Even if you wanted to be a trophy wife, that means you got to
Mhm.
be really fucking good. You got to be
Trophy,
in good shape.
yo,
You got to
yo,
speak some
can,
languages. You gotta get in the right circles. You got to make the right connections. You got to be
gold
really good
digging
at
and
conversation. You got to be
trophy
really good at
wifing.
making connection. Hmm?
Gold digging and trophy wifing. For one, 99% of the girls do not have the looks. You cannot get there. You cannot be
Well,
chubby.
okay,
You have to be,
and
you have to excel.
here's the tact I've taken with that with my girls. Okay, what you're really looking for is to be part of a power couple.
Yes.
And if you meet an amazing man who's got his shit together, and just use me as an example,
Mhm.
he's not going to put up with that bullshit. You got to raise
Mm,
your game. You got to
you
be good at
got to
what
get
you do.
better.
You got to show up every day. You're going to be challenged. It's not going to be easy. You're going to be pushed. You're
You're
going to be.
gonna have
You're
to
going to
get
be yes,
better.
100%.
You're gonna have to get better.
Yeah. And that's the
Once it,
thing we got to get in front of all of these. And you can even take your adults, yeah, right? You could be 90 years old. If you're bitching about something, it might just be you need to get better at what you're supposedly good at, right?
Mhm.
What if we just do that? Because that's in your control, right? That's not outside your control. Now you can learn how to get better, and it's so easy to learn anything nowadays, right? You literally can download it into your brain and learn how to fly a helicopter. Just
That
to
needs to
give
be
you a laugh, so Miss Rachel, my wife, the youngest is just about to move out, and all the others have moved out. So she's at that inflection point in life where she doesn't know what she wants to do now. I, of course, want to disappear into the ether and take her with me, and she's not sure if she can live life without a home base, right? So now she's taken to the little pre-grandma nesting where she's now fixing up the house and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, she got the wild hair to start building furniture and built-ins and cabinets and stuff like that. So I would get these random questions. Hey, do we have a skill saw? And I'd be like, oh shit. Hey, do we have a drill? Oh shit. So she's watching videos and learning how to use all these tools. And I get home, and there's like a whole cabinet built, and it's freaking awesome. And it's
Mhm,
super cool, right?
mhm,
And that's what I'm trying to show them as an example. She gets shit done, right?
mhm.
She is amazing. And that's all you need to do. That's what you have control over. So why not just do that part, right? Why not just be amazing? And then you will attract the amazing person you want to be around. Be the person that the person you want wants, right?
Yeah. So do you think, so
I
again,
got
for me, and
another
this,
crazy one for you. And this is your girl,
uh,
Josie. So your girl, Josie, my oldest daughter, is working at my company trying to become a salesperson. Okay.
mhm,
She's been getting her ass kicked. She's been listening to her roommate and her boyfriend of, oh, you need life balance and all this crap. Um,
Oof.
Coming in late, chilling, not doing her thing. And basically, I've given her the I can't hide you anymore. You either got to produce or you got to go because it's out of my hands. Right. Well, suddenly out of nowhere, she's salesman, leading salesman for the month. She's kicking ass. She's making things happen. And I went to talk to her and like, what's the difference? And she's like, I was sitting there and it hit me. I'm here anyway. What if I just worked? I'm like, whoa. What if you actually did what you said you're going to do and did it really well? And what if you tried to get better and that's working? Like, oh my God, who would have ever thought of that? Right. And the
Who would have
question
thought that if you
is,
eat less and work out, you're going to lose
how do
weight?
we get that to everybody else? What if we, and here's another one. I'll give you another great example. So we did our annual L10 this year, or a couple of weeks ago. The company leaders all got together. We're planning out our next year, figuring out what we're doing next, building out our 5-year and our 10-year and 3-year and all this kind of stuff. Well, we started our 2-day event with the joke of, well, what if we just get more revenue? And then slowly that became the answer to literally all of our problems. All right, fuck it, let's just get more revenue. Like, we already know what to do. What if we just did it at scale? What if we just hired more people and did more stuff and actually handled out the stuff? So the question is, Vera, how do we get that to everybody? How do we get to the adults you're talking to the kids I'm talking to? How do we build these lighthouses that have just be really good at what you do? How do we get these messages out there to people?
Well, for one, by leading by example. And for like my shtick is like I'm just very transparent. This is the thing. There's a language barrier that we're dealing with where when I say, and like most of my success in regards to coaching comes from this message. When I say it's hard, our mind calculates what that hard would look like. But our mind cannot calculate what hard looks like because then it wouldn't be hard, right? Because then I can prepare for it. So we have this gap in language where leaders say, "Look, it's hard," and Alex Hormozy talks about this very well when he says, like, I was living in a garage, in my gym for 2 years on a fucking floor, and he talks about it for 5 minutes, and like the rest of the story is how amazing it is, right? This is not a Rocky Balboa movie where you see like the sped up, jumping rope and seeing him for 2 minutes. This is real life, and real life, the hardship looks like you wake up. You think you don't have it in you. You wonder how the fuck anyone even does this. There is so much opportunity and options to just not do it, right? Because hardship is just as easy not to do and just be wherever the fuck you are. That's the hardship. While the whole world is revolved around your ease and your dopamine and your instant pleasure, that's the hardship, making that, fighting mentally until that becomes a habit. And then you go to your next level and the habit starts all fucking over again. Like, it doesn't fucking end.
Well, I mean, success is really only two things, right? It's what you do from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. every day. And it's, can you get things done when you don't want to?
Mm-hmm.
And if you fix those two things, especially in your 20s,
Mm-hmm.
you live an amazing, wonderful life.
100%. And I would say that the second one is like, can you let feelings not be the guide of your actions? Because it also goes about good feelings. Because this is the trap too, right? When you feel good, you're like, I don't have to do anything anymore. I can just celebrate and lay back. No. That's when you fucking double down, motherfucker.
Well, and that's where I'm at right now, Vera. Like, you asked me in the beginning, like, how's it going? Everything's going so good. I'm looking for the bus that's about to hit me, right? And I was sitting here reflecting on, wow, I don't really have to do anything. Everybody's got this covered. I've got a great team. I got great salespeople. I got a great operations. I got a great marketing staff. Like, we're absolutely crushing it. We're going in every direction. We'll easily double even if I don't show up. Now's my chance to triple down. Now's my chance
Go.
to get so
This is the
much
goal.
better. I literally went under the hood yesterday, me and old Chat GPT, for about 2 hours and rebuilt everything we're doing on the sales side in this company. And it will have massive rewards. And it's cool because Now's not the time to rest on my laurels, right? Now's not the time to retire and go play golf. Like, we got
Yep.
shit we got to do, Vera. And those of us that produce and do things and get things done, I don't think everyone understands the demographics of how few of us there are. Let me relate a story, Vera. In the last 8 weeks, we have picked up 5 new customers because their engineer died. Think about that for a minute. That's insane, right? Do I need to retire? No, I need to be teaching 10 other engineers how to do this. Do
Yeah.
you need to retire? No, you need to be teaching 10 new adults how to do this, right?
Mhm.
And that's what I say. It's on us right now. It's on us with the skill, the ability, the path. We've done it. We're the example. We've got to get the message out. We've got to show the path. We got to light it up. We got to clear some obstacles. We got to push a few people down and maybe pull some other ones and create even more examples. We got to get these tentacles of success out into everyone, right?
Mhm.
To me, we're going to have to start with the girls in their 20s and get them out of the poison that's in their brains and the poison that they see on TikTok and IG and everywhere else all day, and show them that they are the success story. I saw a cool one the other day. There was like 800 women that loaded up in England and moved to this area in Canada, and they're like, everyone descended from them. That's literally like how that whole area grew with those initial 800 women. That's literally what we got nowadays, because the boys are gaming. They're scared to talk. Girls are going to have to come in and take over and take control, go get what they want. And they're going to have to be really good. That's the thing. They can't lay back and be, fat princesses like you see on some of the housewives shows. Like, don't watch that. Turn that off. Go find the girl that's building a building or learning how to weld. I got a friend of mine, his daughter's now 20. She learned how to TIG weld. She got a job at a local place for measly amount of money, learned how to do some more stuff. Now she works for the airline, Vera. She makes 110K a year. She works 3 days a week, and she travels anywhere she wants in the world for free.
There we go. Add a girl.
She
Add a
owns
girl.
multiple properties, all because she just got to work and got really good at it.
Mhm.
And that's all we got to do. There's your message. Get to work, get really good at it.
Let's close it up with that. Get to work, get really good at it. Turn your fucking phone off. Grab,
Well,
look,
I
I
don't want
want,
you to do that because I want you using AI to multiply yourself, to create your
no,
system.
that's
Turn
after
off
you're good.
social media.
That's
That's
after,
the
no,
response.
AI after you're good. First,
Yeah,
get good. Turn the fucking phone off. Grab the TV
sure.
and
Smash it.
smash it in the
Yeah,
fucking yard and
yeah.
watch it shatter. And those shatters will be the particles and sparkles of your fucking actual
Yeah.
future.
Well, and another thing that you could immediately do is take inventory. You start with yourself. Like, be realistic. Where am I? What do I need to do? What do I actually need to do? And then take really clear inventory of what's around you. Okay, who are the people I'm hanging out with, and what's the environment I'm in, and does that need to change immediately? Because that
The
could be the
answer is yes, by
fastest
the
way to
way.
get there, right? If you're around a bunch of negative Nancy's, get the hell out of there. If you're the smartest person in the room, wrong room. If you're not getting support, all you're hearing is how horrible it is, and it's from people that have no success, you got to get out of there. You got to tone them off. You got to go no contact. You got to go make it happen, because now's your chance. There's so much opportunity right now, and there's so few people doing stuff that literally you can take over businesses for free. You can learn how to do any trade in a few YouTube videos. I mean, come on. You can literally learn how to fly a helicopter. Just watch it.
It's the easy, like, this is the thing. You don't even have to excel at things. You just have to show up to begin with. You just
Don't
have to
even
show
have
up.
to be good.
You
Actually, it'd be
just have,
better if you're not good. You'll be a better story. Like, hey,
like,
remember when you really sucked at this, but you kept going?
it's almost disrespectful, like how bad towards, especially towards your generation that had to excel at shit. Like, you just have to show up right now.
Well, the difference was, no matter how bad we were, we thought we were the best ever and told everybody about it. So we at least had convinced ourselves, so we were unstoppable, right? We were fucking terrible at it. We were awful, but we would never admit it to either. We were just talking trash to each other. Like, I'm
Well,
going to crush you, and I'm going to show you how to do this. And you're like, dude, you can't even turn it on. What are you talking about? And they'd come back later, and they'd know how to do it, right? We couldn't be stopped. So I think that's something. Again, take inventory of who's around you. Take inventory of where you're getting your information from. Turn that shit off. If there's anything negative going on, get rid of it, right? And just
yes,
show
that's
up.
hard, by the way. That is hard. That's part of the hard. It's there is a like saying goodbye to people you've known since you were fucking elementary school, to your perhaps family members.
Yeah.
That's the hard.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you really love them, you will set a better example for them where they might eventually join you on the path.
Yep. Raise the
And
standard, baby.
100%. That's my whole thing. Like you said, we've got to be examples for people, and I'm trying to create more of them so I can show more people, so that I can show that maybe you don't have to listen to what mom said. You know, she got burned, and that's okay, and that's on her, and she can live her life, and you can still love her, and she can still be your mom. But you don't have to succumb to the influence. You're handed a bunch of baggage as a kid, and at some point you have to learn to set that shit down and walk away, because it ain't your baggage no more. And a lot of people don't get out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the ones that we definitely need to help.
Okay, everyone, y'all, inventory, get better, get really fucking good. Here at Rich and Hydrated. Zane, thank you again.
Thank you, beautiful.
We're doing the hydration. I'll put links everywhere. Follow, subscribe to Zane. He has a YouTube channel. He has he has the social medias. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. Zane, don't go away. I'll just close the channel.